This video is only one part of an in-depth review, so check out the rest at thegoodride.com. Thanks for watching. Welcome to The Good Ride. I'm James Beastie, and this is a lot less hair than you normally see. And this is the Greats next to me, one of my favorite boards. Next to it is the Yes Dicey, the Jackpot, and the Basic. I rode the 22 that you see here primarily with my Union Atlas and Burton Kendos, but I've ridden past models and I own past models and rode them with all different kinds of boots and bindings. But for 2022, it was mainly spring condition, but I own the 151 and 154 in past seasons, and I've ridden those in all different types of conditions, everything from a little bit of powder to icy snow. To give you a short summary, this Yes Greats is an amazing mountain freestyle twin. It's more of a mid-wide shape now, but I can ride it a little shorter than I normally would and still have a great time doing so with my size 9 boots. I enjoy the 151 and 154 equally well. They have great grip. They're just super easy to butter and play around with. They're forgiving, they're stable. It grips really well in hard to icy snow, almost as good as full-on magnet traction. It has moderate pop, not amazing, but moderate pop that's fun to play around with. And it's a great all conditions ride. It never shits the bed in any kind of terrain or situation you're riding in. And in a time with so many tapered directional boards, when I have some free time, I look towards this Yes Greats to go out and have my own kind of fun.
Well, this board hasn't changed at all in the 3 years I've been riding this board, and I think we've rode every single year. It's always been a favorite of ours. It's a carving machine, as we know. That side cut on the heel is money. It feels the exact same riding switch. Yeah, anything from riding groomers, riding park, to riding POW, this board will excel. It's kind of like your all-terrain vehicle.
There we go. Now, when it comes to sizing, I'm kind of in between the 151 and 154. The 151 fits my boot size really well of 9, but the 54 fits my weight better at 180 to 190 pounds. So I'm kind of torn between the two. Sometimes I'm really in the mood for that 151, and other times I'm in the mood for the 154. Lately, I've been leaning a little more 154, and if you're gonna buy one and you're similar specs to me, you probably wanna go with that. Oh, one thing about sizing that's kind of cool, there is an indentation in the waist, so it just turns a little quicker and a little easier than you would think for its specs. The shape is asymmetrical and it's a twin, so it's truer than a true twin, because the heel side is short and deep and the toe side is long and shallow, so it matches a duck stance perfectly. So everything else about this board is a true twin, and it makes it more true of a twin than the Dicey or the Jackpot that you see next to it. So this is just a great centered ride, and when you look at the camber profile, there's a moderate amount of camber between the feet going into early rise in the tip and tail. But there's enough camber there to have fun and to have some spring to it and to have a good feel in a turn, but it's still not unforgiving and still doesn't punish you when you want to skid a turn. And I just love that stable, forgiving feel in all conditions. Now let's talk flex here. You got just a nice medium to medium soft flex, and it's really easy to butter. It pops pretty well, but it's not the poppiest of boards. It's a little rubbery and soft at my weight, but that makes it really good for all conditions riding. When the snow gets really messy, that rubbery feel it just moves over snow so well, and it handles all conditions that you want to ride in. Hard, micro bumpy snow, it just absorbs that and doesn't buck and bounce you around too much or chatter too much and reverberate up into your joints. It's just a great all conditions ride, and all the Yes boards are. They do just such a good job with that. While it might not be the fastest, in terms of bombing, you can feel the tip and tail kind of clown shoeing around a little bit and bouncing, but it's got good base glide, and when well waxed, it keeps its speed pretty well. Now when it comes to edge hold, there's really good grip going on here with this asymmetrical mid bite, which is just a little narrower on the heel side to match the side cut, a little wider on the toe side. And all three of these technologies grip really well. For me, I like the mid bite the best, but the underbite's great too. It's just sometimes can be a little hooky, but it grips a little bit more. It's kind of in line with almost with full magnet traction. And this is just a shade behind. You can feel it grab a little bit in soft snow, but it never grabs too much, and it's really competent in hard snow. It's one of those boards I can take out when it's a hard day and have a good time. So when it comes to the turning experience, this asymmetrical mid bite really is a fun side cut, and it turns pretty well with this indention in the waist for its overall width. I never feel like I'm lacking too much in terms of turn initiation, and when I get it on side cut, it can turn really well, and it accelerates, and it has a cool turning experience in terms of all types of radius turns. It's fun to circle carve with, really fun. It's fun to across the groomer carve, and that's I think where it shines the most, but it's still fine with a long drawn out S-turn. It's fine with quick edge to edge, like kind of hoppy little turns. It kind of does it all pretty well, but shines a little bit more across the groomer and circle carves for me, but it's great. And I love the wider width because I can just lay out the hardest carve in the softest snow and never really boot out. Now when it comes to powder, this isn't bad for an asymmetrical twin. It does a really good job. I like it. Still, it's not an amazing directional floater, but if you like riding a twin in powder, this is a pretty good choice. Now when it comes to riding switch, this is one of the easiest boards to ride switch I've ever ridden. This and the Twin Pig just rides so well, regular and switch. Pretty much any asymmetrical twin will do that, but these are somehow special to me. I just love the turning experience of these, so then you throw it around switch and it's just even more fun and more easy. And it's the board I take out when I'm in the mood to work on my switch riding. In terms of riding park, you know, I've even taken this in the park sometimes when I'm feeling adventurous. It's soft enough and the flex is forgiving enough to lock into a jib. Not that I do that much, but I will occasionally with my 151, and I love riding pipe with this, and it tracks really well into kickers for having kind of like a little bit more of a turny side cut. It does a pretty good job, and if you just want to launch off kickers all day, this can work. I think I like my Twin Pig a little bit more for that, but overall it's pretty good. Same with the Jackpot. The Jackpot has just a little bit more pop. So overall, I love the Greats, and I actually own it in 2 sizes. And this is the same model as the one you're seeing behind me, just different graphics from past years. And this is just such a fun board. When I have free time, this is the board I grab to have a time. And I just love it. I go with the 51 when I'm feeling super buttery and playful and a little more park oriented, a little more half pipe oriented. I go with this. And then when I want to carve harder on groomers, regular and switch, get a little more aggressive mountain freestyle, I take out the 54, and I just love these boards. They're an excellent addition to your quiver if you're like me and you want an ASIM mountain freestyle twin, but then you want something set back and directional for powder days, and you have other boards in your quiver for that. This is a great choice. All our reviews are a best effort, objective opinion from an average rider's perspective. There's no brand oversight, and we're free to say whatever we want. We send back everything unless it's a favorite, then we ask to keep those or straight up buy them. Now if you need advice, fill out the eHarmony profile in the Contact Us section of the site. It's the only way I can help you properly. If you want to support us, and if what we reviewed appeals to you, it helps if you buy through our links. So thanks for watching.